So what is Space Marine 2? I know it's a new game. It's coming out next week. Well, I think the early access comes out next week. If you were like pre-ordered it, and there's different tiers of pre-ordering. Full launch is the week after that, but it's coming. It's right around the corner, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. So what is it? If you're out of the loop, you don't know what Space Marine is, what it's about, or what world it's connected to, let's talk about it. Well, it's part of the whole like Warhammer world, and that world is very rich in lore. There's like millions of people who are in love with Warhammer. There are like novels this thick of just lore that you could probably go down the street to Barnes & Noble and pick up right now if you were interested in checking it out. But there's a lot going on there, and Space Marine 2 is a sort of continuation of the story of the Warhammer world. So what are you going to be doing in Space Marine 2? So basically, if you like the Destiny sort of PvE vibe, there is going to be a PvP element to Space Marine 2, but primarily, if you like the Destiny PvE vibe, you like doing strikes and raids and dungeons and things like that, you like the cooperative play, you like building a character and customizing the way that they look, and the classes that you're playing, and then leveling up your weapon affinities and things like that, you can really tailor make your Space Marine to behave the way that you really, really want them to and make them stand out in the pack. So this is kind of Doom-esque, and it is third person. I know some people don't like the whole third person vibe, and I totally understand that. It has a lot of Gears of War vibes too, in the sense that there's going to be a lot of enemies on screen, and that's really like one of the primary selling points of this game, is that they are bragging about the way that they've refined their technology so that they can render hundreds of enemies in real time, and the scale of these battlefields is insane. The skyboxes are huge, the environments are large, and you can see it's not like a Destiny strike where you're just progressing from room into room into room. It's more like you can see the battlefield laid out ahead of you. And so you're looking and you're like, 20 minutes from now, I'm going to be over there where I see this giant battle going down, and it's real enemies that are really being rendered, you know, hundreds of yards away from you, 1,000 yards away from you, and it's just like this really immersive, cool battle sim. So your classes, I think there's 6 different classes. You've got like the tactical, you've got the Vanguard that can sort of grapple in and do big melee damage, sort of be the first one in. You've got the Bulwark, which is about big shields and defending your teammates. You've got the Sniper, which is more about being camo and playing on the edges and picking off high priority targets so that your buddies can focus on ad control. There's the Heavy, which is, I mean, what it sounds like, soak up aggro, do big radial damage with large weapons, things like that. It is bloody, all right? So this is not something you're like, hey, I like to play Destiny with my 6-year-old, and we have a good time doing it and smacking around some Vex robots. This one is going to be a little bit more on the bloody side because you're fighting these aliens called Tyranids, and when you cut into them with your chainsaw sword, stuff comes out of them. So just be aware of that as well. There's going to be a main campaign that you can progress through by yourself. You can have sort of bot-controlled companions that will be with you on the battlefield as well, and you can customize, you know, what their classes are going to be. But there's also a cooperative element. There are these things called operations. They're sort of like strikes in Destiny, but beefed up. They're longer. You're looking at anywhere between 20 to 30-minute operations, and you can queue with buddies or matchmake and have, you know, your full party that's representing multiple different classes, chewing through enemies together and all sort of playing your roles. And it's going to have some staying power too. It's not going to be like a just play the campaign and be done. There's a lot of other content that they have planned. They've got a full roadmap, and you can check that out on their Steam page. If you just go to their Steam page, and then there's like underneath the main video that shows, you know, the trailer, there's like little thumbnails of pictures that you can click on. One of them is their full content roadmap. So if you're interested to see what that entails and where the game's going and what their schedule looks like, you can see that for yourself right now. So that is Space Marine 2. I'll definitely be covering it. Can't wait to play it myself. And if you're interested in that kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel as we'll hit the ground running next week. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.